14 months ago, a man drove a 1996 Toyota Camry into my shop, and I almost didn't believe what I was looking at. The paint was faded, the door trim was a little scuffed, and the interior smelled like old coffee and long drives. But none of that caught my attention. What caught my attention was the odometer. 743,000 miles. Original engine. Original automatic transmission. No rebuilds. The car wasn't leaking oil, it wasn't misfiring, and it wasn't burning a drop of coolant. It started on the first crank and idled like a sewing machine. The man behind the wheel was a retired mail carrier named Gerald, who had purchased that Camry new in the fall of 1996 and had driven it to work, on vacations, to doctor's appointments, and everywhere in between for nearly 3 decades. While his co-workers cycled through car payments and trade-ins, Gerald just kept driving. When I asked him how the car was still alive, he smiled and reached behind the seat. He pulled out a canvas-covered notebook, worn soft at the corners, full of handwritten entries going back to the late 90s. Dates, mileage numbers, fluid types, part numbers, and notes written in the margins. Not what any American dealership had told him to do. Something different entirely. Something he had learned from a Japanese mechanic who had worked at a Toyota dealership in Osaka before immigrating here. A man named Toshi, who had taken Gerald aside early in the car's life and told him something that changed everything. He said if you want this car to last the way Toyotas last in Japan, you cannot maintain it the way Americans do. You have to think differently. I photographed every page of that notebook. Then I spent the next 8 months doing what I should have done years ago. I read Japanese Toyota owner forums through translation software. I spoke to factory-trained technicians who had trained in Japan. I compared tear-down photos of high-mileage engines maintained under different service philosophies. What I found wasn't complicated, but it was staggering. There is a clear, measurable, and consistent difference between how Japanese Toyota and Lexus owners maintain their vehicles and how Americans do it. That difference explains why the average Toyota in Japan routinely crosses 300,000 miles in excellent condition, while the average American Toyota gets traded in or junked well before 200,000. I've been working on Japanese cars for 22 years. I've had my hands inside more Toyota and Lexus engines than I can count. And everything I'm about to share with you is grounded in what I've seen with my own eyes, under the hood, on the lift, and on the tear-down table. So let's talk about what's actually going on. The single biggest difference between Japanese and American Toyota owners isn't the oil they use or the parts they buy. It's the mindset they bring to every service decision. American car culture is built around reactive maintenance. We wait for the warning light. We ignore the small noises until they become big problems. We follow the longest possible service intervals because longer intervals feel cheaper in the short term. When something breaks, we fix it. When nothing has broken yet, we leave it alone. Japanese car culture is built around something entirely different. It's proactive. The goal is not to respond to wear. The goal is to prevent wear from accumulating in the first place. Japanese owners don't service their cars when something fails. They service their cars so that nothing ever does. That shift in thinking changes every single maintenance decision. And once you understand it, you'll see why the cars last so much longer. Now let me walk you through exactly what that looks like in practice. The foundation of everything, the single habit that separates a 200,000-mile engine from a 700,000-mile engine, is oil change frequency. American Toyota owners follow the 10,000-mile interval because that's what the maintenance reminder says. Japanese Toyota owners change their oil every 5,000 miles or every 6 months, whichever arrives first, and they never make exceptions. Now, you're probably thinking that Toyota itself says full synthetic is good for 10,000 miles. That's technically accurate under ideal conditions. Ask yourself honestly, how many miles of your driving actually look like that? Most of us are doing short trips, stop-and-go traffic, temperature swings, and mixed driving that degrades oil far faster than Toyota's testing environment accounts for. By 7,000 miles, the additive package in even good synthetic oil has measurably degraded. Viscosity protection is reduced. Sludge precursors have started forming. I've split open valve covers on 250,000-mile Toyotas maintained both ways, and the difference is not subtle. The 5,000-mile engines are clean. The metal is bright, there's no varnish, no deposits, no carbon buildup on the cam lobes. The 10,000-mile engines tell a different story. Sludge in the corners, varnish baked onto the valve train, wear patterns on the lifters that shouldn't be there at that mileage. Use full synthetic that meets Toyota's spec, either 0W20 or 5W30 depending on your model, from a reputable brand. Change it every 5,000 miles. That single habit alone will extend your engine's life dramatically. The second secret is one that almost nobody in America talks about, and it happens before you even hit the first oil change. The first 1,000 miles of a new Toyota's life are the most critical miles it will ever see. How you drive during that window determines how your engine performs for the next 500,000 miles. Japanese owners treat the break-in period as sacred. They keep RPMs below 4,000. They avoid hard acceleration entirely. They vary their speed constantly, rather than locking into cruise control, because the engine needs different load levels to seat the piston rings correctly against the cylinder walls. They avoid short trips where the engine never fully warms up. And at exactly 1,000 miles, they perform the first oil change, regardless of what the manual says about waiting. That first oil change removes the metal particles that every engine generates during break-in. If you leave that metallic debris suspended in the oil for another 9,000 miles, those particles circulate through your bearings, your valve train, your oil pump. The damage is small on any single pass, but it's cumulative and it's permanent. Toyotas broken in properly almost never develop oil consumption problems. Toyotas driven hard from the first week often start burning oil before 100,000 miles. Those first 1,000 miles set the trajectory for everything that follows. Now here's one that makes American Toyota owners uncomfortable: transmission fluid. On most American Toyota models, the factory labels it lifetime fluid and implies it never needs to be changed. In Japan, lifetime means the warranty period, not the life of the car. Japanese owners change transmission fluid at 30,000 miles for the first service, then every 60,000 miles after that. The reason the first change happens at 30,000 is simple. The first 30,000 miles generate the most internal wear debris as the transmission breaks in. That debris floats in the fluid and acts as an abrasive on every surface it contacts. Leave it in until 100,000 miles, and you've been running liquid sandpaper through your transmission for 70,000 miles. Use only genuine Toyota WS fluid for automatics, which is enough to keep contamination levels manageable without risking seal damage from a complete flush. Use only genuine Toyota WS fluid for automatics. I have seen Lexus LS sedans with more than 400,000 miles on their original transmissions, still shifting smoothly, because the owners followed this schedule without fail. Coolant is next, and most people are shocked by this one. American Toyota owners follow the factory recommendation and wait until 100,000 miles for the first coolant change. Japanese owners change it at 30,000 miles, then every 50,000 miles after that. Toyota's pink super long life coolant is genuinely excellent, but it doesn't last forever. Around 30,000 miles, it begins losing its inhibitor package and gradually becomes acidic. That acidity attacks rubber seals, gaskets, and the aluminum components that modern Toyota engines are largely built from. The water pump seals go first, then thermostat housings, and if you wait long enough, you're looking at radiator damage, heater core failure, and in extreme cases, head gasket degradation. For hybrid owners, the inverter coolant loop is a completely separate system that requires the same attention. I have personally seen $3,000 inverter failures caused by nothing more than old, degraded coolant that the owner never thought to service. Change it on schedule. Use genuine Toyota coolant mixed 50-50 with distilled water, never tap water. Replacing plugs at 60,000 miles with OEM Toyota or Denso Iridium plugs protects 3 or 4 downstream components simultaneously. I'm putting out honest, experience-based advice here, and your support is what makes it possible to keep going. Spark plugs are the next secret, and this one affects far more than just the plugs themselves. Toyota's American schedule calls for spark plug replacement at 120,000 miles. Japanese owners replace them at 60,000. Worn spark plugs don't just cause rough running, they force the ignition coils to work harder to fire across a wider gap, and that stress shortens coil life dramatically. Misfires, even brief ones you might not notice while driving, send unburned fuel into the catalytic converter, which overheats it and accelerates failure. Replacing plugs at 60,000 miles with OEM Toyota or Denso Iridium plugs protects 3 or 4 downstream components simultaneously. Apply anti-seize compound to the threads before installation. Aluminum cylinder heads are notorious for seizing plugs in place, because a previous owner skipped that step. Use dielectric grease on the boots while you're at it. For anyone driving a 4Runner, Tacoma, Tundra, Sequoia, Land Cruiser, or any Lexus GX or LX, the differential and transfer case fluid is something you absolutely cannot ignore. Most American owners never think about it. The fluid sits in there year after year, collecting metal shavings and turning black, while the gear surfaces slowly erode. Japanese owners service these components at 30,000 miles for the first change, then every 60,000 miles afterward. The first service removes break-in debris before it causes damage. Every subsequent service keeps contamination from reaching levels that cause measurable wear. Use genuine Toyota gear oil at the correct GL rating, typically 75W85 or 75W90. Always replace the drain plug gasket. I've seen 4Runners with 350,000 miles on original differentials still functioning perfectly because one owner, from the beginning, simply stayed on this schedule. Brake fluid is another item that American Toyota owners routinely ignore until something fails. Here's the problem. Brake fluid absorbs moisture from the atmosphere continuously, regardless of mileage. That moisture lowers the fluid's boiling point and creates the conditions for internal corrosion inside your brake lines, calipers, and ABS module. Japanese owners replace brake fluid every 2 years on a calendar schedule, independent of how many miles they've driven. Even at 5,000 miles per year, 2 years of moisture absorption is enough to compromise the fluid. Fresh brake fluid costs roughly $30 and an hour of time. An ABS control module costs upward of $2,000. The math is not complicated. Beyond scheduled fluid services, Japanese Toyota owners conduct thorough annual inspections that cover everything the routine service schedule misses. Suspension bushings, ball joints, tire wear patterns, exhaust integrity, battery condition, belt condition, underbody corrosion. A worn bushing caught early is a $20 part. The same bushing ignored until it destroys the control arm around it becomes a $500 repair. This annual review habit keeps small problems from compounding into expensive ones. One more secret that surprises people. On engines designed for premium fuel, which includes most Lexus V6 and V8 engines and all turbocharged Toyota and Lexus applications, Japanese owners use premium exclusively. Not because the car won't run on regular, it will, but because over 200,000 miles, the carbon deposits from lower octane fuel accumulate on intake valves and piston crowns, in ways that eventually require expensive cleaning procedures or cause permanent damage. The extra cost runs about $300 annually. The carbon cleaning service it prevents costs $2,500 or more. And finally, perhaps the simplest secret of all. Keep the car completely stock. No aftermarket wheels, no lowered suspension, no performance modifications. Toyota engineers designed every component to function as part of a balanced system. Oversized wheels increase stress on wheel bearings and CV axles. Lowered suspension accelerates wear on components that weren't designed to operate at those angles. The cars that make it to 700,000 miles are almost always bone stock, maintained carefully, and never asked to be something they weren't designed to be. How you drive matters too. Japanese Toyota owners warm their engines gently before demanding anything from them. They brake smoothly and progressively, never riding the pedal. They fix small problems the moment they appear rather than monitoring them. A squeak, a subtle vibration, a smell that's slightly off, these things get investigated immediately, not next month. And they keep records of everything because documentation isn't just organization, it's accountability. Now let's talk about what this actually costs you versus what it saves you. Running this full Japanese maintenance schedule costs roughly $800 to $1,000 per year all in. Oil changes at 5,000-mile intervals, transmission services, coolant changes, spark plugs, brake fluid, differential fluid where applicable. That's your total annual investment. A $38,000 Toyota that gets traded or junked at 150,000 miles costs you roughly 25 cents per mile in purchase price alone. That same $38,000 Toyota maintained to 700,000 miles costs you about 5 cents per mile. Over 700,000 miles, you save more than $140,000 by keeping one car alive rather than replacing it 3 or 4 times. These aren't expensive habits. They're the cheapest possible way to own a car over a lifetime. Your Toyota or Lexus was engineered to reach extreme mileage. The metallurgy, the tolerances, the engineering philosophy behind these vehicles is built for longevity. But that longevity is conditional. It only happens when the maintenance matches the machine. Gerald's Camry didn't make it to 743,000 miles because he got lucky. It made it there because someone taught him early to think like a Japanese car owner. Now you know what he knew. If this changed how you think about your car, watch the next video. There's more where this came from.